Hi everyone, it's Heather, and this is my last video that I will be doing about respiratory therapy school because tomorrow is my last day. I have one final to do. It's actually our exit exam from the program. It is a practice therapist multiple choice exam. And that's it. That's the last thing I have to do. We did a practice sim exam, the clinical simulation exam last week, and had our final in another class. And I don't have any more precepting or clinical days scheduled. So tomorrow is officially my very last day of respiratory therapy school. And we have graduation next month in May. Very excited. And then after graduation, of course, is taking the real board exams, the therapist multiple choice, and as long as I get the high cut score, which I fully intend to do on my first try, then taking the clinical simulation exam, and I also plan to pass that one on my first try. So it's been an interesting year, this semester. Honestly, the schoolwork part of it has been very minimal this semester. It's been the easiest semester that we've had. Our classes have mostly been review or just talking about jobs and interviewing and resumes and licensing and things like that. So school itself has not been very demanding. I personally have not even done as much precepting. I still certainly did precepting, but I didn't do as much just for various reasons because I started working. I'm only working one 8-hour shift a week at this point because they did hire more students. So while I was working a lot more than that, once they hired more people, obviously the hours needed to be spread out between the rest of the students that they hired. So super excited. My director has actually hired 8 students from my cohort. So hired 8 new graduates, and as soon as we pass our TMC and CSE and get our license, we can actually officially start working there as respiratory therapists. I I am going to be going in directly as a NICU therapist. That was my request to my director. I said that that's what I wanted to do, and luckily there is a position open that I can go into. It is a night shift position, so that is going to be interesting. I have not done nights. I am not really wanting to do nights, but you do what you got to do. If that's what's available, that's what I'm going to take. So it means that I will be working at one hospital for the first 6 months because at that hospital they always have 2 people who are NICU, PICU trained there. So I will have backup with the other person who's there. When I am out on my own, I won't be the only NICU person in the building. And then after 6 months, I will transfer to my main hospital where, depending on obviously who else is there, whether there's supervisors there, whether I'm still night shift, various things, then I will be the only NICU therapist in the building. So that's going to be a little nerve-wracking, but I'm sure that the 6 months of training I get at the other hospital is really going to be enough to make me feel reasonably comfortable. So super looking forward to getting into doing NICU therapy. I am going to start studying for my neonatal pediatric specialty right away. I've actually kind of already done a little bit of studying for it. But that's my plan, is to get my NPS certification, and then next fall, not this coming fall, so not in 2021, but in 2022, I do plan to start a bachelor's program. I have not yet decided if I'm going to do a bachelor's of RT or health admin or what. I have a little bit of time to decide that, but I am going to be pursuing a bachelor's degree in something. I don't know what might be of interest to anyone. We did take our, like I said, our practice CSE last week. We've been doing practice simulations via an online thing called Classmates. The practice CSE that we took that was actually through NBRC was much more difficult than the practice ones we had been doing in class. and had been assigned to us. I think I don't know, obviously, I don't know how as a class we did, because I don't know how we compare to other programs or in general. I do know that the vast majority of people in my cohort did not make a passing score on that exam. So, like, if they had taken it as if it were their real board exam, did not get a score that would have gotten them their RRT. But it was a much more difficult exam than I think any of us were expecting. I did pass. I actually got, I think the passing score that was needed was a 232. I got a 248. But I had also taken one or two other CSE practice exams before that. So I think I had a better idea of what to expect and had studied maybe some different things than some of the other people in the cohort that I feel prepared me really well for it. I'm really not concerned about taking this therapist multiple choice tomorrow. I think that I'm going to do fine on it. My biggest thing is I need to make sure that I go slowly and read everything and reason through everything. I tend to get a little bit anxious and go too quickly, pick answers too fast, not go back and recheck things. So my biggest thing is just slowing myself down and making sure that I'm actually reading and reasoning through the questions and without, before I just answer what I think it might be and then move on. So that's my testing tip for sure, is make sure that you're really reading and thinking about the question, and not worrying too much about your time. I know testing time is different for everyone. I tend to test very quickly, so running out of time is not usually an issue. So I really do need to slow myself down. We did have earlier this month a 3-day long Kettering seminar that we went through that was part of a requirement for school for us. I feel like it was helpful. I think that it was helpful. So now I have some free study materials through Kettering that I can use after graduation to prep for the board exams. And I have obviously the study materials that we were given as part of that program to use. I have no idea how it compares to others, so if you use Lindsay Jones or if that's what your program suggests, that great. I have no idea how it compares because I haven't done anything besides Kettering. And obviously, having not taken my exams yet, I don't even know how well it's prepared me at this point. But hopefully, all of that study material that I've gotten through Kettering is going to be helpful. I think that it is. Tonight I've just been working on looking through some of the practice TMC exams I've taken before. I actually have taken I think I've taken 3, 2 through the NBRC website that I paid for, and 1 through Persing book, the Respiratory Care Exam Review book by Gary Persing, I think it is. They have an online component that goes with their textbook when you purchase it that, you can do a practice CSE and a practice TMC and do practice problems. And so I highly recommend, if you purchase that book for your school, for your program, definitely take advantage of that online study stuff that they have available. So I took my first practice TMC back at the beginning of November, and then I've done the other ones at various times since then. And so far I have passed all of them at the high cut score and above, so I'm not super worried about the score for the TMC. I'm a little bit more concerned about the CSE. I have also passed that one every time I've tried taking a practice one, but not by nearly as much. Like, we're talking razor thin margin the first time I took a practice CSE. It was really, really close. I think I only got a passing score by like 5 points, which passing is passing. So, I'm not saying that that's not a good score. It's still passing, but I would like to feel like I have a little bit more cushion of knowledge going into it. So, yeah, that's all I've been doing is exam prep and doing my 1 shift a week at the hospital. and super ready to get going into actual work. Really thrilled to be going into NICU, and that's pretty much it. I hope everyone who's in their program and also about to graduate is studying hard, and I wish everyone well on your exams for your exit exams for your program, and certainly hope everyone does really well on their board exams. I will do another video before I actually go take my board exams and then let you know how I did afterwards. Hopefully I will only have to do those videos one time each, one before, one after, because hopefully I will pass and there won't be any need for me to retake. And that's what I'm hoping for everyone out there. Hope you are having a good semester. If you're still have more semesters to go, just keep plugging away. It's going to be here before you know it. Bye.